Well, good morning. I don't know what time it is. I woke up with the sun. Well, it's weird because I can't see the sun until it's risen over a certain spot, but I can feel him coming. And I'm not a feng shui person that kind of follows rules about how to place furniture. And I kind of placed my bed in like the most awkward kind of what the fuck way in the room, but I I can see outside. Why not take advantage of the view? Who cares if the bed looks fucked up? Nobody goes in there anyways. um, so yeah, the blue and the clouds just kind of fucking off. I made a little video. And yesterday, totally cosmic Tracy, she activated my 80s cartoon vibe with her She-Ra quote that she had put in Glitches, one of Glitch's videos. And that She-Ra, Princess of Power, was like, and so yesterday, I went and actually, because it was in my head just so much, I went and got the She-Ra, like the opening theme song, and that led me to He-Man and the Hercules things that were in the 80s. And that's the thing, I love those things. And I remember, I can't say when, we moved around a lot, like, but so obviously different televisions would have different programming. But after a certain period in the late 80s or 90s, these cartoons disappeared. And this morning, because I watched those videos yesterday in my whatever thing that streams or recommended videos, I guess it's called, I'm already like trying to be like the top 25 80s children's intros. I actually put it in a playlist, 80s kids vibes, I think I called it. And so I watched that for 25 minutes, half inside and then half outside, watching the sun come up over the eastern side of my house. And I'm in like, I remember being in school like every day for the whole like time I was in school and not understanding a goddamn thing, in the sense that we were the superheroes and we were treated like crap and told to sit down and be quiet. And every day of school for me was just confusion of adults wanting me to call them sir or ma'am or Mr. or Mrs. this and that, and that we weren't equals. That to me, I chameleoned well. In certain grades I didn't. I can honestly say from like my school experience is so different than anybody else's. Only military children can relate with me, but even then they can't because they're military, so they have a nest of family, meaning their extended military family. So it's so different. Went to 14 different grade schools from kindergarten to grade 7. 14 different grade schools. And in all those schools, how I was treated just even now still blows my mind, in the sense that, you know, I was a good little chameleon to survive. In all those schools, I don't even know how often I was either in a corner, sent to the office because I was called belligerent. I was called belligerent before I could even pronounce the word, and was even old enough to look for it in the dictionary and understand what it meant. And then I would say, "What's that?" And I would get in more trouble. Belligerent is argumentative, by the way. And in most of those schools, I was actually told by the principal or vice principals, you are so lucky the strap was abolished. I would blah, 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 blah. And yeah, adults hated me. It wasn't until grade 7 that I found a teacher who actually liked me and used me for my greater good of what I could help the class. She was the French teacher, and instead of being mad because I would correct her or say or avoid the whole fucking class altogether and just sit in the corner and be quiet because I got in so much trouble, she used me for the greater good of the class. I helped the whole school in different times, like different grades, if they had trouble in French. And had 2 cool other teachers at Holy Rosary in Burlington in grades 7 and 8 that they were awesome. One of my teachers in grade 7 actually passed away. She didn't come back for school after Christmas break. And I remember I knew she was dead when she didn't show up for school, and they didn't tell us. We found out through the parents because it was a Catholic school, and she committed suicide. And I remember I knew that, and that they would lie to us as a school and tell us just that, you know, she passed away and whatever it was that they made up, because suicide is considered a sin. I still remember that feeling of, you know you're being lied to, or you know you're being told not the truth, and how shitty that was. Yeah, so my school experience was also moving when I was 6 years old from Quebec all the way to Alberta and not knowing English, excuse me, and basically teaching it to myself by reading lips, by watching TV shows, and by just being like that person that I am inside, where if I can't understand things, I'm going to find a way to understand. And the cartoons, that video, that was about 25 minutes, and all those intros of how the way showers from the 50s and 60s who made these TV shows, or 70s, whatever, who made these TV shows and were already telling us that we were superheroes. One thing that particularly stood out, and I actually pressed on, like, it was like at minute 13:13, and it was magic is more powerful than science, and to use that to save whatever the show was. The only thing I retained is the Thundercats. That one brought me shivers, like, holy crap. Like, I remember Thundercats, like, big time. First of all, I resonate with thunder, like, a lot, and Thundercats, like, oh my god. Yeah, so any 70s, 80s babies, us new babies, want to go check out that video. Fuck, if I'm all activated, it can't hurt but help. This Soul Sister song by Train. I'm one of those people that will hear a song on the radio or hear a song for the first time, and I'll say to people, like, this is gonna be the song of the year. Like, everybody's gonna be singing this in like months. And oftentimes people are already sick of me singing it before they've even actually heard the song. And or they'll be like, they think it's new, and it's like, yeah, I've been singing that song for a year. You just weren't listening to me. But when I left, I went to BC in 2010, and I left my family, and I had to go do things for myself, for my awakening journey, for who I am inside. And I made every family member that I loved and friend that I loved, like my soul people. Good morning. I made them listen to this song, and I told them, every time this song's going to flip on the radio, I want you to think of me and see me here and be happy for me that I'm gone. I have to do this for myself. As a mother, My son had just turned 13 and my daughter was 3 years younger, 10. Yeah, I'm so not good at math. I'm really good at math. I just don't say you're not good at math. Yeah, and I had tried for a whole year after I closed my restaurant to stay in the region that I was in, and I was deteriorating. I was like a flower, just fucking like not getting the sun that she needed and not happy where I was. And I went to my happy place where everything was calling me. And as a mother, to leave your children, even if you're leaving them with their father, who is, you know, stable, amazing, has a home, has a routine, and that, you know, you're going to talk to your kids on the phone or through, you know, whatever, it was computer. I didn't have a phone at the time. I was judged like, okay, I love you, I'll be done soon. I was judged like insane, crazy. Even my own family, after I was there for a month and a half, like pretty much turned against me, saying like, okay, you've done what you need to do now. You went, you saw, and like now you need to come back. And it was like, whoa, like I said, I was going from spring to fall. I was going to do a season of work and, you know, have a job. And then in the fall, I would either be like, okay, this is the job I've found a home, I've sustained a, you know, a place, and I'm bringing the kids to me. And this was all agreed upon with the kids and with their father, that if I found my happy place and created the home that was okay for them, that they would come live with me. But everyone was turning against me after a month and a half. That was fucked up. Oh well, whatever. It is what it is. That's how people are. You do something that makes you happy, you follow your soul path, and fuck, will they throw stones. Unless, like, my happy people that I had in my life that loved their life and loved themselves where they were, they didn't judge me. But yeah, by then, to be honest, my bestest friend had passed away, so, you know, like, I didn't really have that. I'm just trying to make it sound better than it was. Tech Victor, cool vids, shows nature. He's a cool talker. I don't know how to say the words better than that. Knows his shit. He's got good vibe. Thank you for those vibes you put out. They are so needed. And he said something in a video yesterday about if you have that happy, I'm saying it in my words, because I don't have that photographic memory of exactly what somebody said, but if you're at that happy vibe spot, if you've got your sweet spot, if you're feeling good, then it is, you know, it is really good if you do make videos. Why? Because your happy vibes are what helps other people have get a happy vibe. To see happiness, to feel when people are at that, you know, I've got this, and have reached, you know, that 5D where it doesn't matter where you are in 5D. It's important. It really is. It's one of the reasons I'm doing so many shout outs. It's one of the reasons that, you know, I'm not, and he said it, like, we're not doing this, again, I'm saying it in my words, but we're not doing this because it's like, oh my God, I just need to talk and show people like my life. It's like we're guided to do this, and it isn't in their calling, and it isn't as easy as it can always look. And does it get easier all the time? Yes. But I mean, in general, I'm not doing this because I wake up in the morning and think like, oh, I want to go like expose myself to the universe. It's really because I'm trying to help other people with whatever I've got in the moment to help. And again, just went with the WENDT. Those videos are amazing for me. They show nature. They show like this person has the garden growing and the chickens and the turkeys and the homestead feeling of, you know, and it's so like, it just like pivots me to see someone have that. I have in the last little while, I don't know how many days, I you know, like, you know what I mean, we don't resonate with that anymore, but in the last little while, I've got like, I think it's 3 to 5 people that, you know, do the van life or do the have that thing that I want. And when I watch their stuff or when I see their names, 'cause sometimes I can't watch videos too much and I'm not guided to see them yet. And then all of a sudden at night when it's like, you know, whatever feeling, it's not that I have a yucky feeling coming at night, but I just need that whatever vibe, then all of a sudden I'm guided to it. It's really cool. You follow guidance to listen to or watch your videos. Like for me, the 2 videos that Tech Victor had put out yesterday, I wasn't guided during the day. I didn't need that elevation. I had it for myself. But watching the 2 videos at night before I went to bed, and especially because in one he actually talked about his dream stuff, I went to bed like completely like serene and just like fell into sleep, and I dreamed a lot, and I remember remember a lot. And part of the stuff I dreamed of last night was that, you know, I was talking to people and saying like kind of a warning of what you're going to see soon is actually real. Like if you need help, when the things that you start to see are coming into your reality, you know, you can come see me and talk about it. And then in, you know, dream state, flash from here to there and whatever. And then the ships are finally being visible to everyone. And the colors, oh my gosh, the colors. I'm not even going to go into that. I got shivers everywhere just saying it, the word colors, the colors. And because I had prepared the way, which I have done all my life by being myself, people were coming to me. And it wasn't in like, I've never seen through my dreams. I think we busted the timeline of like chaos because of the ships and because of, you know, contact. So, and I don't believe in that, so I don't perpetuate that timeline if it could be a reality. But because I prepared the way and because I am who I am, like, I know that like today or tomorrow, or when people have like that awakening that and they know they can come to me. And I have a specific example of a queen, a woman that I've known for like 3 years now, and she, in another reality, we're bestest friends. Like, I love her so fucking much that I couldn't even hold back of who I was and like the messages that I brought forth to her. I brought her a dress once, but she was so overpowered by my happiness, my complete ability to be happy with nothing or little, and she is the opposite, where, you know, the house and the big things and all, you know, the flash, that she just couldn't stand me anymore. And it's one of the reasons that I was guided to move here, is she couldn't stand me being close to her. And in the last 2 weeks, we've you know, crossed each other in passing, where she's in her vehicle, I'm in mine, and I wave automatically. I know it's her vehicle, I know it's her in it, and I wave. And like, I'm just like radiating to her, like, when you're ready, come to me, Sarah. When you're ready, come to me. And yeah, I remember last year she threw her back out. She hurt her back a lot, and it's one of the times where you know, I looked at her and I was like, Sarah, like, are you okay? And you know, she actually was able to talk to me and tell me how broken she felt and how in pain she was. And I asked her, I was like, can I hug you? Like, can I give you some of my energy? And she let me. She accepted it. And that's part of the reason that over time she got angrier at me and at herself, is that there's something inside her that her inner child is wounded because she lost a sister when she was young, and she had to take over the role of that sister in a way. And her inner child is wounded from, you know, growing up in a family where she didn't get the attention that she needed. And the goddess in her is wounded because she married young and she's only been with one man all her life, and she doesn't know how to be happy in that relationship because her man works so much and puts her aside and puts his children aside because he needs to be in survival mode all the time. It's weird. It's when you have the perspective of what's truly going on, no matter how you're treated and how, you know, other people act, you just can't not love them anyway. And yeah, you see what the wound is, you know. It's like that shaman told me, like, before I got to this vibe. He said to me, you will be able to stand and somebody will be yelling at you. Spit could be running down your face because they're so mad at you, and you will just want to hug them, and you will do it. You will be so calm inside. And my reaction to him was like, fuck that. I'll never be like that. And, dude, Mike, I think his name was. I am. I really am. It's really cool. Anyways, gone like even more than usual, saying stuff that I didn't think I would talk about. I don't like, you know, to mention other people, but I guess it's as an example, so that maybe, you know, if you're not quite there and you're seeing someone and just how they can be mean to you or not nice to you, or that you don't vibe with a certain person, that if you really see if you really see for who they are instead of who they're acting like, that it's really easy to love them anyway. And that's the thing about me, is that I do see souls. This isn't something that just happened to me with awakening. I was born like that, and I've never been able to put that aside in me. It's not something that I would have even wanted to, but it's been special, kind of hard life, where you see everyone for who they truly are, but they don't see themselves like that. And that's why the connection and the seeing people on YouTube, I've waited all my life for these times to see people who actually see themselves as they are, and to be able to show myself instead of being the chameleon to survive and not expose too much in order to be able to fit in. And it's not like trying to be popular, fit in. It's trying to just fit in. You know, the born earth angel had to chameleon into society to be able to fucking survive it. I don't know the other words, you know, I don't know how to explain it better than that. I resonate with all the prophecies, all the parts of the prophecies. I resonate with every, you know, everything. There's a key to peace in me that's just of everyone and everything and everywhere. You know, when people say, like, I'm Arcturian descent or this or that, I get it. You are. But I can't pinpoint anything. That's why, you know, I could never have that thing of saying what I am, because I'm everything. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. I have a cool activity today that's going to bring, I don't know, more inner peace and just activate and make my indigenous vibe feel good. at the library. I don't know what it's going to be. All I know is that there's like something with the Indigenous Friendship Center. When I saw the sign that was there last week, I was like, oh my God, did you get Chief McLeod here? Is Scott coming? And, you know, I'm kind of a weirdo. The girl, her name's Robin, she's like, no, it's not the chief. And I was like, oh, that's maybe better. I need to talk to him. And I don't think this will be the right place. There'll be too many people. Yeah, Asia. Hang on, I gotta plug my device in. Oh, she's into the pink. Asia. Oh, let's keep it like that. You can see it my nose. Or no, I can. Asia talks about specifically, you know, the how did she call it? I don't remember how she said it, but it's basically how the chiefs of the First Nations were given a download, a release, an inner knowing of the Rainbow Warriors that will soon be coming to them. And she basically says it straight up. When the little white girls, she doesn't say it like that. She says when the white women will gather and go to the chiefs. I say little white girls because I'm a shrimp. And I consider myself a girl, even if I'm like, you know, half a century. Anyways, yeah, I know that time is coming. I've walked the land, driven the land, opened the portals, held down the peace that needs to come from within before I can act. And about a month ago, I went on a drive to a specific spot on the reserve, and I was like, you know, is there something I need to do today? And my guidance just had me walk around, and I put 2 marbles near the door, near the entrance, so to kind of plant a seed that I was going to be there soon. And one story, I've never told this story out loud, except to the chief when I wrote to him in an email, because like I shit you not, when I say ask or just reach out to anyone, I wrote an email to Chief McLeod after I went to an activity on the reserve. And when I went to that activity, I was actually blessed with having a tour of the new facilities, where the council room, is shaped more like a circle than a square. And in the council room, around the walls, is the chiefs, all the chiefs from the first to the last, which is, when I say the last, I mean the current chief, which is Scott McLeod. Yes, I'm going to plug Nipissing First Nation. And the person I was with actually wanted to show me the second and third chief, which were of his lineage. But I stood in front of the first picture and I almost passed out. The first chief's name of Nipissing First Nation was Michele, Michele. And I can't pronounce the last name. I see it in my head. But yeah, I almost passed out, and the person I was with, I was like, I don't understand. Was the first chief a woman? Is that why the name is spelled like that? Was the first chief a woman? And he was like, well, I guess so. I don't know. And then he just wanted to talk about his family and his lineage. So I just kind of put that fucking vibe, you know, aside and stepped back into the reality that he needed me to be in. And I actually wrote to Scott, the current chief, and said, this is how God puts us in awkward packages. I actually didn't ask because the person I was with said, well, I guess so, it was a woman. I didn't ask if the first chief of Nipissing First Nation was actually a woman. I said, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that the first chief was a woman, and asked for more information. And basically the only thing that Scott McLeod answered me back was, it was a man, everybody misinterprets the spelling, and was very insulted. He wasn't mean or anything, but I could feel by his words, because yes, I feel by words, and those have auras too, you know. So if you're writing a comment and you think you're being nice, but you're actually being sarcastic, and I've done that before, I'm not saying I haven't, somebody will feel that. But when I got the email back, I was crying, and I was like, oh my God, like, why did you have me write this email? Like, I'm so stupid. I don't use that word often. I'm so stupid. I'm such a fucking dipshit. Like, to the point where I'm making a video upside down. I couldn't help it. That was fun. And I was crying, and basically the response I got from within, from my angels and from my higher self, was, Michelle, as amazing as he is as chief, and as, you know, grounded and solid, and he is right for the people, he's not balanced in his masculine and feminine energy yet. He needs more time before you can go to him. Boom. Understood. And again, any man who knows and is at this level of watching my video, it's not about being feminine. It's about balancing the energy within. And I got further proof of that with a Facebook comment that the chief had put on his timeline one time about how fathers, it's natural for them to react that they would want to kill a man who raped their daughter. And my comment underneath that, right out to everybody, was, yeah, that's one of the reasons I didn't tell my daddy when it happened, so that my daddy wouldn't go to jail. And when I say I've been like there planting the seeds and triggering people for a long time, I have. He needed and is and will, by the time it is my time to go and speak to him, he'll be balanced in that energy. Yeah. There's a couple other people out there that needed to get that too. And although I was guided to plant seeds and be the trigger of them balancing that energy, to be honest, it ain't always easy. Anyways, I've gone off on like 100 million things that I didn't really think I would talk about. And that's how guided videos go, right? And it ain't about what, I'm not here for a chat time that always feels comfortable. I'm here to put the messages out there that need to be out there. And maybe a part of it can make some people understand, like, we all have different paths, and, you know, mine's fucked. Fucked in a happy, good way, like, you know what I mean. But it's been a long time. Have a good day.